Hey guys, welcome to a video. Today I'm actually responding to a response video. So, yeah. I'm just giving my feelings on it, and this is a long video. And if I get just fucking pissed, or if this video blows up or some shit, that'd be cool. Anyways, there you go. Anyways, 3, 2, 1. So, this is, the person, yeah, alright, here we go.
What's up, you little freaks? Welcome back
Am I allowed to use that song?
to this place, aka
I'm gonna get copyrighted.
my channel, aka the Noah Samsen channel. So recently I made a video on a street interview channel that I thought was a bit odd. The video was called Incel Street Interviews.
Alright, so this is all like, he talks about like incel thing and like sync reacting. So it's like, incels bad.
Exactly a great place to be if you're a lady, or if you're a man for that matter, or anyone, because of the way that it fosters misogynistic rhetoric. In my video I played some clips of a YouTuber called Sneako reacting to this interview channel.
So I don't know I don't know anything about incel other than they're fucking assholes. That's all I know, and they're degenerates. That's all I know. Anyways.
I was introducing the general response to this content from the manosphere. And this very same Sneako ended up stumbling upon my video while he was live streaming, and he reacted to it. For those who don't know, Sneako is a YouTuber who, until recently, was most known for his street interview style content. These videos are from his main channel with 1.2 million subscribers, and he's been uploading on there for almost 10 years. But recently, he started a second channel called sneako, where he does more live stream react style content. This channel has gained 400 of its 500,000 subscribers in the last 30 days, so it's growing quite rapidly. I think this is partly due to his presence on TikTok, where his clips go viral fairly often. But more consequentially, this rise is correlated with Sneako's seeming adherence to manosphere rhetoric, with much of the content having red pill,
Alright. So
conservative, or anti-feminist themes.
So, you know what I don't like? I don't like, he also attacked a YouTuber called Hamza. Self-improvement YouTuber, great person, honestly amazing. Really good YouTuber. Attacked him, saying it's gay to stretch. But I'm gonna include that in another video, because like, what the fuck? I'm like, huh? That's bullshit. Anyways, back on topic.
It was on this second channel that Sneako reacted to my video while streaming and uploaded a cut down version of this stream to the channel yesterday as a standalone video titled Sneako Haters Are Creepy White Knights. This is actually a very good point. I am Sneako's number one creepiest hater. But Sneako's response to my video was interesting. It was fun, okay? So I thought I'd take the opportunity to go through it and answer some of his questions and respond to some of the things that he says and see if we can all take something of value away from this. I'm going to be responding to most of his video, minus the parts where he repeats himself. So this video might end up being a bit long, but I think it could be worth it. And if you don't feel like sticking around for it, that is totally fine. Leave a like on the way out as a treat if you feel like doing that. Okay, without further ado, let's watch.
I'm bored already. This guy sucks.
Let's
But there's another one of these. And he went on my boy, this fucking soy boy, Noah Samsen. Went on my boy, it's complicated calling it incel street interviews. Whenever a man calls another man an incel, red flag.
So
What? Alright, I'm gonna let him explain, then I'm gonna explain, because what the fuck?
Sneako here says that it's a red flag when men call other men incels. But that raises the question, what if they're being incels?
Yeah, I literally was like, probably, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Sorry for stuttering. Stutter cam. Anyways, like, what the fuck? Doesn't make any sense. Like, huh? It's confusing. It's very confusing. Like,
Or doing incel shit. We just aren't supposed to say anything because we're men? That doesn't sound like a great plan, because if the onus is on women to call out this kind of behavior, why would men that actively avoid talking about it amongst themselves ever choose to believe them? Also, he does some name calling. He calls me a name here. He calls me a soy boy. For the uninitiated, soy boy is a sort of derogatory term for a weak man. Urban Dictionary defines soy boy as being an effeminate male whose feelings get hurt far too often, usually resulting in some kind of pitiful retort or changing of the subject. And I must admit, he's got me there, okay? I am effeminate. I'm soft. I'm emotional, all right? I have a floral backdrop wallpaper in my room. I brush my teeth and I floss and I wash my ass. And I am sensitive, okay? I'll dip my toe into a la la land and keep it in there until I'm crying. My feelings get hurt so often that they have visible scars on them. But I have no idea how Sneako could possibly know any of this about me, given that we are 0.0
Oh, what?
seconds.
What? Oh my, I forgot about that. I was like listening to this video like a few minutes ago. Because I found this video on like, and I was like, alright. And I totally forgot about that.
Into the video, but maybe he's a psychic. Let's find out.
Let's see this fucking soy boy say something different. Yeah, whatever.
Check out my cat.
Check out my cat. I'm a grown man with a mustache. How old are you, bro?
I'm 24.
What?
Throughout this response, he suggests that I'm 30, 34, and other different ages that I'm not, but I'm 24, which is actually right around his age, I believe. Sneako is 23, almost 24, according to Google.com's website, Google. But also here he says that I'm a grown man with a mustache as like an insult. Like grown men aren't supposed to have mustaches or something, as opposed to children.
What? Like, what? That's weird.
Flossing in your room alone. This should be a red flag. This dude looks like 34. You shouldn't, like...
Check out my cat. Check out my cat.
Oh, he's nice and safe. I feel comfortable with him. This soy boy is a safe space.
Glad to hear that, Sneako. I do like to keep things comfortable for everybody, so that's good. On the Noah Samsen channel, we pride ourselves on having the softest, cushiest, fattest, wettest, juiciest, grippiest echo chamber on the platform. Babito. Her name's
But if you make an Instagram for your cat, just like reevaluate your life. I'm sorry for the people who have Instagrams with cats, but like if you're a grown man with a mustache, you should not make a cat for your fucking Instagram for your cat.
So,
Alright. I'm just gonna let him. Alright, one sec.
I'm not really sure what his problem is with me making an Instagram for my cat, Babe. I made it mostly just because it's an easy way to keep my friends and family up to date on all the latest Babe news and events. A one-stop shop, if you will. And I know folks in the audience, you know, some of you are fans of that small furry animal critter. So yeah, seems like a just weird thing to get hung up on, but okay.
Instagram is for cat.
Goes Babito.
Not to... Bro, no one gives a fuck about your cat.
I do.
Alright. I already had this, alright. I mean, fuck off, like, fucking bastard. Anyways, sorry for getting mad. I love cats. Cats are cute. Like, the cat's cute, and the dude's just being a cop. A little
Okay.
see you at... I'm not gonna say it. I'm literally not gonna say it. Because I'm literally just gonna get a channel strike.
I like her, you know. See, look, I like her.
Look, the cat's cute, honestly. Fuck you, Sneako. Fuck you. Honestly, God, man, what a piece of garbage. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Anyways, this cat's cute. Look at this cat. I give a fuck. Like, sound weird. But I like his cat. His cat's cute.
I like you. I give a hoot about you. Also, when he says that Instagram is for cat, not for cats, by this he means that Instagram is for ladies, not meow style cats like this one. And to
Oh, that's cute. I like it. Dude, Noah Samsen, if you're watching this video, I love your cat. I like your cat. Cat's amazing.
this, I would like to ask humbly and with respect, why not both? Okay, so this next part gets really, really weird. He starts telling me that he wants to eat my cat. Like,
I'm sorry, what the fuck? I'm sorry, what did he say? What did he say? Wait.
eat Babe. This cat. Trigger warning, cat eating rhetoric.
I want to eat your cat, bro, on some Asian shit.
Hey everyone, today
Really? Fucking did. I fucking can't. Oh my fuck. Oh my god. This dude, fucking asshole. Is it racist to say, to say I'm gonna eat a cat. Like, what did he say?
Cat eating rhetoric.
I want to eat your cat, bro, on some Asian shit.
Hey,
I don't know if that's racist or not. I have no idea, but you should probably Google that up if it's racist. Cause you shouldn't just trust anyone you see on the internet. Like every single thing, like, oh, if you eat cake every day, you'll be fit. That's not to believe, because it's very obvious. Now, that's just an example. Like, I'm just saying, if you think this is racist, Google it to make sure, because I'm pretty sure it's fucking racist. But don't believe me. Like, ask Google or something like about that, if, like, that's racist. Alright?
Hey everyone, today we're going to be looking at a
Let me eat your cat.
YouTube channel called
Like your cat, not your... hey, yo.
He goes on to clarify that when he talked about wanting to eat my cat, he was not, in fact, talking about cunnilingus with me. And I'm pretty sure he's doing this because he doesn't want to seem like gay to his audience or something. Huge fan.
I didn't mean I was gonna eat his cat. I meant I want to, like, literally cook his cat and eat it. Like the cat, right? The one with the Instagram. I want to use it for calories. I should have said that. God damn it.
How would you mistake that? People mistake that? How the fuck? Honestly, how? Bruh, how?
Okay, well, thank you for clarifying that. Babe, you hear that? He wants to eat you for calories. Oh no. Looks like she's about to eat herself for calories.
Why do so many women think they have the golden pussy when every woman has one? So you think that guys want to submit to a woman?
Liberals don't even think you can ask questions that don't fit their agenda. What's wrong? It's a question on his channel. It has to agree with you at every fucking second.
So no, the questions don't have to agree with me. As I go on to point out in my video, the problem with the questions that It's Complicated asks isn't that they don't agree with me, it's that they are often loaded, containing assumptions that most people are unlikely to challenge, and the channel uses these things to develop a narrative that modern women are entitled and delusional, which is then
Wait a goddamn minute.
lapped up by the audience, by people like Sneako. This motivation and this narrative are both what I disagree with because they hurt everyone. They proliferate hostile potential relationship environments for women and lead men to harbor.
Yeah, I just realized, like, what the fuck? The fuck? I just realized, like, that. I just realized that once he started to explain it. Because I don't know what the fuck anything is. Frick, the heck anything is. Because I'm just dumb. I don't know what's going on. I don't know anything about, like, that. But, yeah.
Undue resentment towards potential partners, which in turn may hinder their ability to form and maintain lasting, healthy relationships. And I don't want either of those things, you know? I feel like my thesis is pretty well supported by the content of most of these interviews. But even if you disagree, I would love to hear an explanation as to how every single one of these videos' comment sections are riddled with misogynistic attitudes, if there wasn't some sort of through line of misogyny on the channel. We will get more into this later, but for now, no, the issue is not as simple as the questions asked in interviews need to agree with me, because as I said, they don't. Okay, so next,
Just making sure I'm still recording, alright?
Sneako goes on to sort of speculate about potential ulterior motives that I may have for making the videos that I choose to make. Keep in mind, this is all happening within the first minute and a half of my video.
Also be wary, and women, if there's any women watching this, don't you see right through the bullshit? You know that this guy's like, you know, like, hey, look at my cat. I'm a safe soy boy with the safe. This dude's trying to get pussy. But like, yeah, I'm not like those other alpha male triggering guys. Oh my God, those guys are so unsafe. Come here and let's go on a picnic with my cat.
In Sneako's mind, it seems like the only reason he could see as to why a straight man, like myself, might want to call out other straight men in a way that I often do on my channel is because I, quote, want to get some pussy. And yes, once again, he has exposed the truth, okay? As you all know, at the end of all my videos, I do display my full real phone number in these bright, big letters with a big red arrow and text that says, "Cute girls, please text me. I am lonely and full of soy." Okay, but jokes aside,
Okay. I hope that's a joke.
Sneako is actually referencing a real thing here. And bear with me, performative feminism by straight men in order to attract the attention of women is absolutely a thing that happens. You will find this talked about in many, if not all, leftist spaces in one way or another. Barack Obama famously read Marx in college in an attempt to get girls. This is a screenshot of where he talks about it from his memoir. A related concept, the soft boy, is the evolution of the traditional jerk or boy into a new, more pernicious form, one that conceals manipulative behavior behind a guise of emotional vulnerability. Wow, look at that, she's fucking conked, man. Zonked out. Friend of the show, Alice Capel, in her video Why Soy Boys Are So Hot, details some of the ways in which they also aren't so hot. And the thing that Sneako brings up here when talking about me is
I don't know what the fuck any of this means. And I don't want to dive any further. I thought it was just... I didn't know. Huh? I don't get it.
one of those things, using social justice rhetoric and feminist presentation to still go on to reproduce patriarchal notions in their private lives. Like, you know, wielding these aesthetics, perhaps in the form of a YouTube channel, as a way to manipulate women into getting sex. Thank you for outlining it, Sneako. You are a feminist icon. I'm cognizant of these arguments because I think they're important. But the thing is, if you think that any of these things apply to me, Sneako, I need you to explain why. If you feel that I am somehow being disingenuous with my content, it would help me greatly if you could just give me a reason, you know? Give me an example, because so far you haven't. All you've done is acknowledge my beautiful mustache and my adorable cat and my adorable little cat's Instagram page.
Like, why? Why the fuck is this guy hating on a cat? Like, he's like, no one gives a fuck about your cat. Like, shut the fuck up, honestly. God damn, it pisses me off. It's a cat. I like cats. Some people, I gotta calm down. I was literally about to say a word that I shouldn't say. Starts with a C and ends in T. See you. Don't Google that, please. Anyways, I almost got fucking angry as hell. But I calm myself down.
And gotten incredibly defensive about the idea that some men might be doing incel shit, and that this incel shit might be worth calling out. And that last bit, if I were to guess, that's your real reason. Because I'm a man that's doing what I'm doing, I must not actually believe the things that I say. But you see the dynamic that this sets up, right? This is telling men, don't call out other men, even if they might be worth calling out, because this is, you're simping. You're white knighting to get some pussy. And that line of thinking is actually a really good example of how misogyny works. Okay, so in this video, Sneako does this thing a few times where he asks his chat to give their opinion on something and then gauges the validity of his own opinions based on how well it coincides with the chat's consensus. It is just incredible to watch.
Shut up, mustache! Bro, could someone in the, like, are there any women in the comments who could see through the bullshit? Oh, okay, they're saying all BS. Isabella's saying LMAO. Okay, there's a couple in here. Tell them, chat. Because you're gonna see this, you're gonna try to react to it. Or he's gonna cut this part out. Everybody here thinks you're a fucking limp. 6,000 people. People say punchable face, pussy, NPC activity, whale. There's no way this guy gets any women. He's boring. You're just saying predictable stuff. They're all calling you a fucking limp. What do you think about that? There's 6,000 guys watching this right now, but I'm the incel, right?
We sat down with the Noah Samsen is Bad Club and asked them their opinion on Noah Samsen. The results will shock you. So this is just really silly because aside from the obvious insecurity of having to continually throw his and his chat's insults at me, I have to ask, what else does he expect them to say here? He's been just nonstop shitting on me for the last 20 minutes and then decides to ask them what they think of me. And it's not that his viewers can't have an opinion about me or that their opinions are never valid, but like if I told every one of my subscribers to go down below and comment that the earth is flat, would it be smart to then scroll down and read this comment section as some important data set that should be analyzed when we're determining the flatness of the earth? I just love it, man. It's so silly. It's so fun. Also, when he says that part about him having 6,000 guys watching him and how that means he's not an incel, that is quite something. This is my audience demographic breakdown by gender, it usually fluctuates between 50 and 60% women, depending on the video. Shout out NB's almost at that 5%. We love to see it. We got to get those they, them numbers up, folks, though. Come on. Sneako has said before that his audience is 5% women. If that figure is incorrect, Sneako, feel free to post the updated stats. But, like, based on these numbers, which one of these spaces is more likely to be fostering incel rhetoric?
Sneako. I'm guessing.
The one with 95% men, or the one where we're getting somewhat of a balanced input from everybody? I don't think it takes a lot to do the math on that one, you know. He does his ask the chat thing again later on in a more aggressive fashion.
And I got 6,300 people watching right now. If I'm full of shit, if I'm an incel, let's see what the chat thinks. There's 6,000 people in here. You're saying the status quo shit. What do they think? I mean, if I'm wrong, if I'm a fucking idiot, like my chat disagrees with me all the goddamn time. Just read my comment sections. People don't blindly agree with me. I get challenged. I have open dialogue. I encourage freedom of speech. But everybody in here thinks you're a fucking simp. Every single person in here. It's getting spammed on your face right now. Bro, I don't have an echo chamber. These people check me all the goddamn time. They can't wait to call me a bot when I slip up. They can't wait. They can't wait to call me an incel. They can't wait to check me. But every single person in here is calling you a fucking simp.
I'm not in an echo chamber. Why would you say that? My chat checks me all the time. Hey chat, am I in an echo chamber? Also, when his viewers spam the word limp in all caps in the chat, I think this is supposed to mean L plus simp. Like how he calls Hassan Lasan. That's supposed to be L plus Hassan. It's a very clever trick and devastating to the ego. How we will recover, I know not. Or they might actually mean limp, as in like limp dick. And if that's the case, I don't know why they would expect my penis to be erect while I...
What the fuck? I'm gonna...
doing YouTube, okay? But not that much. If it is a woman's right to withhold sex in a relationship, should it also be a man's right to withhold financial support?
Yes! Why is this guy encouraging... Bro, what? You want to give all your money to a bitch?
No, Sneako, I don't want to give all my money to a bitch, at least as far as I know. I showed this screenshot because I think this is a very bad comparison to be making, and I can explain why here. This comparison asserts that exerting power over a man by taking advantage of his finances is morally equivalent to rape. And I think that's bad, personally. I'm not a huge fan of that take. Like, the setup to this question, if it is a woman's right to withhold sex in a relationship, you realize this frames consent as if it's something that's up for debate. Like, when would it ever...
Wait a fucking minute. I don't like the sound of that. I would have to disagree with Sneako right there. I respectfully disagree. I was gonna say like, you live at this place joke, but no.
ever not be a woman's right to say no to sex? And no, of course I don't think women should take advantage of men for their money, but don't act like these are morally, ethically, or materially even in the same universe. Not when 9 out of every 10 rape victims are women, not when throughout history women have been barred from access to higher paying jobs, and often in turn subjected to the financial whims of their husband. The wage gap is real, you little creepers. Here's a good recent video that covers it a little bit. I'll leave it linked below. I think if you can look at all this and still not see an issue with this comparison, then you might just be doing some incel shit. You know what I mean? Because as much as...
Yeah, I see the fucking bullshit in. I see though. Bro looks like he's about to pass out. Oh god.
it may feel like this
Okay. I feel like someone's gonna take that racist, cause I'm never mind.
channel is challenging the status quo for you by asking the difficult questions. In many ways, it's actually just pushing its own version of the status quo. The one where we take street interview clips and from them surmise that women ought to be seen and understood as liars, contradicting themselves, full of themselves, and needing to be humble.
Why is it his fault for asking questions that point out delusion? You're mad at the question instead of the answer?
As a member of... Once again, I'm not mad.
One sec. I'm gonna mute.
You're mad at the question instead of the answer?
As a member of, once again, I'm not mad at the questions. I'm just not willing to ignore their obvious role in serving a broader narrative of misogyny. Many people in the audience even acknowledge that this is what's happening. He is telling a story, and that would be fine if that story didn't negatively affect the lives and worldviews of everyone involved. As a member of the Healthy Boys Only movement,
Healthy boys only, fucking soy boys with their cats.
I don't think that this is just the healthiest thing. Is Sneako opposed to the concept of health? Like, being healthy is good.
Wait a god. What the fuck? Man, oh my god, this guy pisses me off. I don't know why. But he texts people. They're like, right. They're like, right. And Seeker's like, oh, I don't know. I'm talking bullshit. I don't know what I'm talking about.
Right? Having healthy relationships, communication, and healthy, grounded in reality attitudes towards the people that we are dating. These are things that we ought to strive for, no? And the way that masculinity is so often articulated and understood on the internet, especially in the largest communities where this happens, aka the manosphere, well, I wouldn't exactly call it healthy. We've seen Andrew Tate capture the attention of millions of men, young men especially, while saying stuff like this.
If my chick said, I want to do OnlyFans, I'm like, all right, then cool, go do it. How much you made? 10 grand, all right, give me 8. All right, cool.
Why would, what woman is going to give you 8 grand?
You're my woman, you're doing OnlyFans, you're selling my product. What the fuck?
Bang out the machete, boom in her face, and then grip her up by the neck. Like, shut up, bitch!
Fresh and fit.
Don't even get me fucking started and then don't even get me fucking started on him. I swear to God, don't even get me started. Oh my god. It pisses me off to see, like, a person that's, like, sexist, I think. Yeah, I think he's is. But I think he is. He is sexist, but if you don't think so, you can Google it. If you don't know for sure, you can Google it. Is Andrew Tate sexist? It's, I don't know if it's gonna say yes. But if you go on YouTube, it's probably gonna say yes, because, well, people support him, and it's like, what the fuck? Honest to God, I fucking hate it. I want to rant, sorry.
Is approaching 1 million subscribers while saying stuff like this.
I think if you're in a serious relationship with a girl, she should not have an Instagram. That's cheating, in my opinion. I think a woman having an Instagram is 100% cheating.
Are we just gonna act like these things don't
Oh, what the fuck? Huh? That's weird.
have broader societal implications? They do. Of course they do. I see videos all the time of girls talking about how their boyfriends have bought into these guys' bullshit and how it's directly harming them and their relationships. A recent really fucked up example is this 6th grade teacher talking about how this rhetoric has infiltrated her classroom in a pretty serious way.
So I'm a teacher and I teach 6th grade. We've been in school for 3 days now, and within these 3 days, the amount of young 11
I kind of hate TikTok, honestly.
year-old boys that have told me that they love Andrew Tate is ridiculous. This man is really affecting the minds of young men. I had a boy today, 11, turn to a girl and tell her that she's fat. Women need to be thin. She sits at home and she eats all day, and that she's like every other girl in the world, and that she uses men to get money, and at least he's a hard-working man and he works for his money. They're 11. Okay, you need to be aware of what your kids are watching, because this is ridiculous and it's really affecting kids, young kids. It's disgusting.
I don't need to go through
I was literally about to say, you can fucking stop now. Like, that's enough information on why that guy is a piece of garbage. I get it. I'm not trying to act mean. I'm just saying we get it. And it's okay. Go on. It's fine if you hate it. I hate him too.
through every example of how the manosphere is distorting men and boys' attitudes towards women in negative ways. I'll leave a playlist linked in the description if you want to learn more. It's called the Manosphere Deprogram Playlist. Great work, team. Nice job. But the goal of Healthy Boys Only, at least as far as it's been outlined in my brain and videos thus far, is to lift up the lads without having to put women down. It's that simple. If that makes us soy boys, then so be it. We can reclaim that word as being good, because if this is the alternative, then pass me those damn beans.
You know what this bitch said? She said that men are only valuable for their wallets. So what I'm saying is a natural response, and that fucking Healthy Boys Only conveniently clipped it out. She's like, what do men have to bring to the table if women are the prize? She says, their wallets. Yeah, so what I'm saying is accurate. She belongs to the streets. She's sucking your energy. She's not worth my time. If she thinks I'm only a wallet, get the fuck away from me. But clip that out because you're trying to get some coochie.
I didn't clip anything out. I played that clip in its entirety later in the video. The reason I didn't play it here is because in this sequence, I was setting up a joke to transition into my ad read. It wasn't important for the function that this sequence served to see anything besides sneako's reaction. That's why the Joker theme is playing, because it's, you know, cinematic. Anytime someone starts going misogynist manifesto mode, throw the Joker music on it and it just works.
I don't care. Give me more money for my pussy. Whore. She said men are only worth their wallet. And you know what this bitch also has? She has a podcast called the Kill All Men podcast. And we reacted to it on the stream. She has a podcast called the Kill All Men podcast. So yeah, but by all means, put the evil dark night noise over here. But I think maybe she deleted it.
Access denied.
Let me show you. Right here. This is her podcast. Kill All Men, the Janeway. Ready?
Hello, and welcome back to Cam, aka Kill All Men.
So I actually didn't know this. This is interesting. And, well, you may be surprised to hear me say it, but I think that this is bad. I think it's a bad name for a podcast. Kill All Men is not a slogan that I think should be used.
Yeah, I'm thinking the same thing.
Or promoted. I think it's inflammatory and unhelpful for the cause of feminism. That being said, let me ask, is the name of this podcast in
space where it's like moving.
in any way representative of its actual content? Like, is this podcast advocating for men to be killed or anything even remotely close to that? And well, no, it isn't. I listened to a few episodes and it's just a podcast. It's like a dating podcast, or it's just her podcast where she sometimes talks about dating and Tinder experiences and life stuff. Maybe there's more to it. I didn't listen to all of them because I'm trying to get this video out in a timely manner, but there are only 12 episodes released over the course of 2 years. So if I missed the one where she calls for genocide, feel free to leave the link below. So while again, it's a bad title, this title is obviously supposed to be inflammatory. Its intended purpose is to trigger manosphere and meninist types of guys. And as cringe as I think most rhetoric aimed at triggering anyone is, it also does occasionally have some benefits. Like, for instance, sometimes this rhetoric will get people like Sneako to ask questions like this.
But imagine if I had a podcast called the Welcome Back to Caw, the Kill All Women podcast. Suck my dick, Healthy Boys. Your fucking content sucks.
And when you ask questions like this, you get answers like this. This is data from a 2019 United Nations global study on homicide. And while the gender breakdown of homicide victims in total was strongly slanted towards men at 81% men and 19% women, as shown on the left, when it comes to gendered intimate partner homicide, this is and has always been overwhelmingly committed against women, 82% to 18%. To quote the study, these findings show that even though men are the principal victims of homicide globally, women continue to bear the heaviest burden of lethal victimization as a result of gender stereotypes and inequality. So no, if you made a podcast called Kill All Women, this would not be the same thing, because femicide is already happening, and it's happening at the hands of men.
And now I'm just giving him more content too. That's the funny part. He's gonna clip this part out because they love getting reactions like this. They want to go clip it up and they're gonna make me see if they're gonna put intense music and I'm gonna go bah! They're gonna say that he's like unhinged or some shit like that. This guy's sitting in there like, it's so predictable. The classic soy boy lib with an Instagram cat page and your mustache and you're 30.
Look, I get it. It's a manly, burly, intimidating piece of facial hair, but I'm not 30. I'm 24. And again, the cat Instagram page, what's the problem? Okay, you know what? Go follow Babito, everybody. Come on. She's a cutie and she will need the confidence boost after being epically destroyed by this YouTube personality.
I want to like literally cook his cat and eat it.
But like, look, man, I don't need to take you out of context or cut things from your response in order to show people why the stuff you're saying is bad. I feel like I'm doing just fine in this video while going over everything that you said. I know I used a clip of you with scary music in my last video, but that video wasn't about you. It was about the channel you were reacting to. And a seething, screaming, mauling reaction like that, calling a random woman that you don't know a whore for no reason, that literally does not require context. It's a self-contained example of why the ideology you seem to have ascribed to, the red pill, if we're looking at any of your recent content, this ideology is turning you into a bit of a goblin, man. In the thumbnail of your
I think a goblin. I was thinking a golem from like Lord of the Rings or something. Anyways, it's off track.
YouTube video about me, you added quotes to it that said, "Sneako sucks." And that's not something I've ever said in the video. In fact, in that video, I didn't say anything about you. I played a clip of you saying the types of things that you say all the time on your stream. So if playing clips of you saying the things that you say translates to me telling you that you suck, then maybe you just actually kind of suck, you know?
Makes sense, honestly. Like, what? Well, I'm gonna check the time. Oh my god. I'm not gonna have time to record this.
It's a possibility. It is. Okay, so firstly, this guy's an NPC. And by that I mean he's just using a dialogue tree. He has a list of questions that he's asking, and he rarely ever deviates from the list.
What? How is that an NPC? Because he's asking questions that expose their nonsense?
So in video games, NPCs, the in-game AI characters, usually have a set number of possible responses when you engage with them. This game mechanic is called a dialogue tree. It looks like this. And when you watch the street interviews, specifically examples like the one I am talking about at this point in my video, you can see the dialogue tree in full effect. It's not just the fact that he's asking questions. It's that he continues down his list of pre-written questions, regardless of how people answer. Or if any deviation in the answers occurs, it is to follow a different path on the same tree. It's not a natural interview cadence, and I feel like people are able to pick up on that. Especially you, Sneako, given that you spent a lot of time and built the majority of your audience doing street interviews. With the dialogue tree, though, he is building each question on top of the last, while baking assumptions into many of them, to lead subjects to the conclusion that he and the audience so desperately want to hear. The one where women be contradicting themselves in this day and age. Wow, that says a lot about society and modern females. Wow.
But the narrative doesn't work if they don't answer the question how we all know they're gonna answer. Bro, how are you so stupid that you don't realize the narrative isn't a narrative if they don't answer exactly how he thinks they're gonna answer?
Okay, listen to what he just said there. The narrative doesn't work if they all answer how he knows they're going to answer. Sneako, that's exactly how it works. If he knows
I was thinking something different was about to say, but
how they're going to answer, why is he asking them questions? Like, he's so close to getting it, you know, but just also so far.
He's asking those questions because he knows what they all say, because when you talk to enough women, you see the delusion. But I know you're sitting in your house and this is your way to get some fucking four once in a while by being the safe soy boy. But start talking to these hoes and you're going to see that they're all programmed to think this shit.
So firstly, I'm sitting in my house, Sneako, because that's where I film my YouTube videos. It looks like you may be doing the same right here. And that's okay. Sitting in your chair at your computer doesn't make you any less of a man. But if you really must know, Sneako, I am seeing a girl right now. It's going well, thank you for asking. You probably think I'm lying, so just humor me here, okay? Play along. I have yet to see this sort of programming that you're theorizing about. And come to think of it, I actually haven't seen this in any of my prior relationships, nor any interactions that I've had on dating apps. And that's anecdotal, of course. That isn't everyone's experience. But it isn't any more anecdotal than thinking that this programming exists because you watched a weird guy yell incel shit at women on the street.
Liberals are so fucking stupid, they think that questions are triggering. He's literally not even giving a point of view. He's asking questions in a way that expose the truth about what people think. And fucking libs will still get triggered over it. You see, this is why freedom of speech is dead. Even in the beginning of all of his videos, it says the questions do not necessarily reflect the interviewer's opinions. He's not even saying his opinion. He's letting the girls say their bullshit for the video.
Sneako here references how at the start of each video, the interview channel puts up a disclaimer. It says the opinions captured in these videos do not necessarily reflect the views of the creators. And he uses this fact to talk about how, therefore, the questions he asks cannot have any opinions baked into them because he said they don't. But the obvious response to this is, what if he's lying? People lie. They lie on the internet all the time. And if we are to meaningfully engage with the content of these interview videos, I don't think you can really make the case that this disclaimer is true. His bias is consistent across different sets of questions, different people, and each of the videos on his channel. It's consistent down to the comments that the channel owner himself has chosen to press the heart button on. They're all saying different versions of the same thing. Thank you for exposing these delusional women. It's Complicated channel. Are you just gonna ignore all of this because they're telling you what you want to hear?
If women think men are trash, why are they so interested in getting his commitment?
I mean, good. Maybe for security?
And, well, no, that's not what this is. By asking that question, if women think men are trash, why are...
It's such a simple answer. If they don't agree with the premise of the question, they could just say, no, I don't think men are trash, but they do.
This is an important point that Sneako brings up here. I saw it a lot in the comments of my video. And the thing is, there's a difference between someone making the statement that men are trash and them not correcting an interviewer when he inserts that premise into a two-part question. One is an active choice, the other is passive. And this is tricky, you know, it's subtle. You have to be paying close attention to catch it. And that's what makes this style of content, specifically narrativizing pre-scripted street interview interactions, so nefarious. Because, like, are people on the Las Vegas Strip at night paying close attention? Well, sometimes, sure, there are people that are, but mostly they're not. At least not as much as they might normally be. They're with their friends. They're on camera. They've been drinking. There's a lot of factors that apply here that don't apply in other places. And just because they're consenting to being interviewed doesn't mean they can't also get taken advantage of while being interviewed. Sneako makes a related point later on in his reaction. You're pulling people aside on their night out, putting a bright light and a camera on them.
But why are you trying to victimize these people like, oh my God, you're flashing a camera? They don't need to be in this. I hate when people do, they're on a night out and you're flashing a giant camera and light right on their face. They don't need to be there. Handing them a mic, you're literally pointing a camera and handing them a microphone. It's like, look how liberals fucking victimize everything as if they're not capable of saying no to an interview.
Questions on the spot. I'm confused here because Sneako is disputing what I feel like are some fairly uncontroversial observations. Like on a basic level, having a bright light shine in your face, or being drunk, or being out late at night on the strip with your friends. Do these help or hinder your ability to answer questions in a thoughtful manner? What about all three of these things at once? Like,
I think hinder, but you can correct me on that in comments.
Like, you're not going to these places to find people at their best. If we're being charitable, you're doing it to find people in their most talkative state, maybe, and most likely to opt in to being interviewed. But given that we know how these interviews are structured and framed and interpreted by the audience, being charitable isn't really an option. We know why he's there. Read the comment sections.
Most people ask the same fucking stupid questions over and over again. I've never heard detailed, really good questions like It's Complicated. He asks the best street interview questions I have ever seen, and I do this shit. I do this shit professionally.
I know you do, Sneako. I've seen your content. I actually quite like some of the street interviews that you've done. I think there are times when you've been able to humanize the random people you come across in a way that's very entertaining. But that's why it's just so disappointing, sad even, that you've allowed red pill ideology to poison your brain into losing touch with what makes your own shit actually good. At times. Because this
Yeah, like, actually I've never seen content. I've never seen Sneako's content. And I've seen people reacting to him. And oh my god, Sneako's such a bitch in my opinion. Just an ass. Just an asshole. In my opinion.
Channel is giving you the anti-feminist, misogynistic narrative that you happen to agree with right now. You're overlooking the fact that this content even has a narrative at all. And I think for a lot of your fans of your older content which seem to mostly avoid this sort of thing, seeing you fall for the bait is a sad thing to watch. When they tell you that you fell off, they're not talking about your subscriber counts or your TikTok views or anything like that. No, you're doing just fine on that front. They're talking about the quality of your work. They're telling you that your content no longer moves them in a way that it once did. At least that's what it seems like to me. But that's just a theory. A film theory. From seeking long-term...
Isn't it funny that the
A film theory.
guys who take this position...
Theory. A film theory. From seeking...
I'm sorry if you thought it was a blue screen. I'm scared of blue screens a lot.
Isn't it funny that the guys who take this position are always the creepiest looking? He looks literally just like Lasan. He looks just like every fucking white knight dude.
When he says Lasan here, he's referring to Hassan, as in Hassan Piker, Hassanabi. Hey man, in what universe is telling me that I look like Hassan Piker supposed to hurt my feelings? No, please stop it. That's so mean. Oh, I feel so... That's so disrespectful. Here's another case of him directly asking his audience to validate him.
They always got this hair and a creepy mustache, and they're always like bordering around 30, 35. It's always the creepy guys who end up like fucking being the champion for women. The male feminists are the creepiest looking fucking dudes. Why is it always these guys calling us incels? Who looks more like an incel, me or him? Like, objectively. But I don't call people incels. It's always them.
These are quite frankly hilarious to me. You guys like me, right? You think I'm good?
Yes, he's good. This guy's good. The guy I'm reacting to. This guy seems good.
And he's bad, right? Good, bad? Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you for this helpful statistical information. Pew Research could never. But see, the thing about incels is they don't have a look. I mean, sure, generally speaking, more attractive people are less likely to fall down a red pill, black pill, incel rabbit hole. But I mean, what about Elliot Rodger, the incel spree shooter? Probably the most infamous incel of them all. He was a cutie, man. Cuties can be monsters. And I'm not calling you a cutie or a monster, but you use the same rhetoric as the monsters. And I personally don't think that's very cute. And like, I'm not even gonna try to untangle this because it's full of so many assumptions and problematic notions that it's
problematic. I'm a man calling men problematic, and shut the fuck up. You're using all the bitch insults, man. That should be a wake-up call enough for you.
Using words that are in the dictionary, that's a feminine trait. Fellas, is it gay to talk?
But like a woman...
Is it feminine to talk? Is it gay to talk? Like, honest, I don't like this guy. This guy's, I've never heard of him. And I've recently heard of him, and I think he's a bitch. He's a cunt.
They can do about anything they want, you know, because men are dumb enough to fucking pay for it, or men are dumb enough to do it.
This is great, but I think it's also rare when it comes to...
Yeah, it's great when they call men dumb.
When I said this is great, I was specifically referring to this guy's decision to challenge the interviewer's loaded question here. The fact that he said that men are dumb enough to pay for it is irrelevant to this point. But even if it were relevant, you aren't allowed to be upset at that, Sneako, because you spread that exact same sentiment about women in every single video. You can't get mad at negative generalizations when that's literally all you do now.
Yeah, and he said media training. You need to make sure that you have media training to ensure your opinion aligns with the mainstream views so that you don't stumble and point out your own bullshit.
I never said that anyone needed to be media trained. I was pointing out that regular people aren't. And that's why manipulating them with rhetoric is generally easier to do than it is to, say, a politician or a popular online media figure. All of Ben Shapiro's most viewed videos are videos of him dunking on random college kids. If random college kids were media trained, that content wouldn't exist because they wouldn't give him enough leeway to allow him to sustain his narratives. That's how this works. Rhetoric is a tool to achieve an end. And sometimes people use this tool to promote incel shit. This is always going to be easier to do with a random person on the street than it is, say, a feminist scholar. So why blame society when you could be the one changing your behavior? But this only works as a gotcha if we assume that society cannot change. If society's some
dumb liberal bullshit, society's not going to change. Only fucking soy boys like you change. Men objectify women. That's the point of going out, and women live in a lie. We go out so that women can look like objects, and then we give them attention. That's what it is. And you're like, but women are queens and should be looked at for their personality. No, you need to be a woman needs to be an object of beauty, you fucking idiot. Society's not going to change. This is evolution. This is basic biology. Your liberal bullshit is not going to forward the human race. It's going to make men into pussies, and it's going to make women stronger.
I feel like I don't even need to respond to that clip. To be honest, I probably don't need to respond to most of these, but I felt like writing a bunch today, so Sorry. But okay, Sneako's concern here seems to be that if we acknowledge people's criticisms of things like catcalling and then attempt to change society accordingly, that will mean that men will be unable to approach women and that this will have implications on an evolutionary scale. But this would only be true if catcalling was the only way to approach women. And thankfully for us, this is not the case. Men approach women all the time and successfully strike up conversations. And they do so without having to be disrespectful or creepy. For these guys, even if they get turned down, they're able to experience that and still be normal about it. Like, hey, she said she had a boyfriend. That's cool. I wished her well and I'm on my way. I'm not going to speculate as to whether or not she was lying, because I am normal. I can take a hint. The reason the manosphere doesn't hear about guys like this is because guys like this aren't plugged into the manosphere. They have girlfriends or wives, or they date casually without resentment. But those are just the chads, Noah. They have the best skulls. Attractive people are more attractive. The sky is blue. That doesn't mean all women want a guy who looks like this. Most women look at these black pill rating charts and they laugh. If you don't believe me, I encourage you to talk to the women in your life. Show them this image and ask them what they think about it. Seriously. Have a conversation. Maybe you'll learn something. But if you go in with the black pill mentality that women actually just don't know what they want and will always go for Chad no matter what because of biology or whatever, you probably won't learn that much. And you know, another thing, even if you're a chiseled piece of sexiness, women have these things called brains, and that means that if you're funny or charming in a way that they appreciate and you have good intentions, then you'll probably be fine. It'll take a little time. It'll take trial and error and learning to deal with rejection, but that's okay. That's part of the process. Dating is not easy, but it gets easier if you make it an active thing and avoid spaces that harbor resentment, spaces like the manosphere. I'd like to respond to another thing that Sneako said in that last clip about society being unable to change.
Society's not going to change. This is evolution. This is basic biology. Your liberal bullshit is not going to forward the human race. It's going to make men into pussies, and it's going to make women stronger.
So if there was still any doubt in your mind as to whether or not Sneako has onboarded conservative ideology because of whatever he's been exposed to, there shouldn't be anymore. The view that society cannot change and that hierarchies are set in stone and that gender roles are biologically static, well, these are central tenets to conservative ideology. It's a philosophy that looks at existing societal and social structure.
I forgot I was reacting for a second. Also, about that black pill shit, oh my god. Like, I fucking hate black pillars. So they're like, oh, you have a small penis, that's never gonna change. Or, are you sure that's never gonna change? You're never gonna get a girl. They focus on the things that can't change. But things that can change, like, I don't know, your jawline, your mental health, that can change, but it's not part of the body. Like, I don't know, Google, like, what you can change around your body. No, I didn't mean like that, don't interpret it the wrong way. I meant, like, improve things. I don't think you can improve your height through workouts. Or, like, lie down and put your arms up. Some bullshit TikTok advice. Like, oh my god, man, it pisses me off. Anyways, I'm gonna stop talking now.
And says, don't bother changing them, we like things the way they are. Like, why are women complaining about being catcalled when they're the ones going outside showing their human skin? Conservatism does this because these structures serve those holding power, while denying the possibility that those with lesser power might be ever brought to some form of equality. It says, no, we don't have to hold men accountable for harassing women on the street, because boys will be boys. That's just the way it is, and women need to act accordingly. They need to let men do their thing, because if they don't, how else are we going to procreate? And that's why conservative ideology, quite frankly, sucks ass. And patriarchy does too. A lot of what I just described was actually patriarchy, but I'm too tired to rewrite everything, so just read The Will to Change by Bell Hooks. Thank you.
Why would it make a difference if you're online or out in public?
Because you're posting those photos for like a specific dating app while you're walking outside. It's like how you want to dress.
Walking outside at night is like a dating app. What do you think people are out at the club for? to hear you talk.
Dress this way because I want to dress this way for me.
In real life, you can't swipe left. Swiping left.
Yeah, we do. That's looking at people at the club. We swipe right and left every single time we look at another person going out at night. It's the same exact. It's the same. That's how Tinder was developed. To like that people who analyze and look at other people at the bar. It's the same thing.
So I didn't say swiping left and right. I said swiping left because I am specifically referring to instances where women have to turn down men's advances in real life and how this can lead to uncomfortable situations, harassment, or violence. I'm not talking about looking at people at the club and deciding whether or not you want to approach them. That's different. That's fine. My point was that matching with someone on Tinder means that you've passed a threshold of consent for the interaction, and in real life, that threshold doesn't exist. That's why
I don't know. I know what Tinder is. It's a dating app. I've never went on it because I'm not gonna get my age out. But I've never went on it.
these are different things.
Too young. Never mind. I'm not gonna talk. I've heard of it on the name.
And why treating outfits as some signifier of consent ends up paving the way to victim-blaming rhetoric. Like, oh, if she didn't want to be assaulted or catcalled, she just shouldn't have been wearing that thing she was wearing. The blame lands ultimately on her for daring to not completely cover up, as Sneako has prescribed, as opposed to, just asking men to be better men. Accountability is the manosphere's kryptonite. Now, is this me telling all you boys out there to never approach a woman and just turn and run every time? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying
So what are you saying?
is just be normal about it.
Be normal about it? I don't want to be you about it.
Okay, say something nice.
Yeah, you think he gets pussy with this attitude?
Nice.
Why do you think he's alone in his crib with his cat? He made an Instagram for his cat. That's not pussy getting behavior. I'm sorry. That's pussy posting behavior.
Hey, yo, chat, y'all think this guy gets pussy? Drop a W in the chat if you think this guy's always sucking and fucking all the time and being a little nasty freak all the time, in your opinion. No, but I never thought someone could be this.
Drop a. Say in the comments, like, if you, think... Oh, never mind. I don't like this guy.
Deeply...
I don't like Sneako. This guy's good. Don't mind that. This is a random alt account I made. It's like, Baby Hell TV. Some random dumb account I made, anyways.
Disturbed by a guy just sitting in his house with his cat. Like, again, I'm filming a YouTube video, man, and I have a cat. Do you want me to film my videos while at the club hitting on women? Would that be an acceptable way to present my content? Would that show you that I'm a real big, strong, handsome, tough man boy? The interviewer is very selective about which people and ideas that he pushes back against. He lets some people say some pretty wild stuff, just totally unchallenged, if not encouraged.
So why do so many women go around declaring themselves the prize?
Because they have pussies. It's much
What do you
harder.
mean he lets people say, bro, it's an interview. They get to say whatever the they want. You're not the word police. That's what liberals think. That you need to, deplatform this opinion.
I spy with my little eye another conservative talking point. Whoa. Oh my gosh. No way. No, but I'm not the word police. The interviewer is the word police. And my point is that he only does his word policing when subjects say things that challenge the misogynistic narrative.
Why do so many women think they have the golden pussy when every woman has one?
Because their entitlement, yes. The self-esteem has been inflated so much for social media, but this fucking soy boy's gonna ignore all of that for his agenda.
So I have to ask, ignore all of what exactly? Ignore this guy talking about some general sense of entitlement he feels that women have? Ignore the women in this video that make what Sneako has deemed to be entitled statements? If we decide to stop ignoring these things, how does that change our understanding of gender or relationship in any meaningful sense? The answer is, it doesn't. The only response to watching someone say something that you feel like is entitled should be, wow, that's messed up. I don't like it when people say that. But I understand that this has no meaningful statistical bearing on reality. And I'm not going to allow this example to distort my attitudes towards an entire gender of people, because I'm normal. Some people say weird stuff, some people say bad stuff. But it's foolish to use any of these in some broader narrative about the way the world works beyond your own experiences. This is just the whole Andrew Tate can't explain why the earth is round thing. You might see a flat horizon and get pretty worked up that the horizon's flat, clearly, so why are people talking about a round earth? But because we can research these things, we know there's more to it than that.
Having to be afraid all the time, walking around here alone or any place.
Okay, Is it realistic to think that nobody should ever feel unsafe?
If it's realistic, I don't know, but it's...
That's a great question. I don't really feel safe walking around. You don't hear complaining and victimizing myself at every second. When I walk in Florida, I'm about to conceal carry everywhere I go. But I'm not gonna, I'm a victim. That's just, you act accordingly. If you don't feel safe walking around at night alone as a woman, maybe stay inside and put on a burqa.
Yeah, so self-explanatory there. No need to respond to that. Have to include it though, just because he apparently thinks I need to selectively edit him to make him look bad. No, man, you don't need my help with that.
I think that me in heels looks a lot better than me in just a pair of sweatpants. I do feel better, and that is still for me. Even if it's not the most comfortable.
It's for you? Why? Why does it make you feel better that you're in heels? Because you get more attention. Doesn't make you, it's not more comfortable. It's not about you, it's about the attention you get.
Notice how he cannot conceptualize a woman without viewing her through her relationship to men. Like she couldn't possibly make any action or decision that wasn't implicitly tied to men in some way. This actually reminds me of something I learned in a great video from Chill Goblin called Gender Theory for Dudes. He cites second-wave feminist scholar Simone de Beauvoir on her concept that women have always been understood to be the secondary gender.
Beauvoir believed that men don't have a marked gender in the way that women do, that men are considered the default human being, whereas women are the ones that have actual gender signifiers. What is a woman? Well, here's a list of specific things. What is a man? A man can be anything except those things on a woman list.
So when Sneako says it's not about you, it's about the attention you get, he is reinforcing this notion that her decision to wear what she wants isn't actually her decision. It must be inextricably linked to the needs and wants of men, even though she's explicitly saying that that is not the case. And here's where they'll say something like, well, she's lying, Noah, or she doesn't even know what she wants. We all know why she's really dressed that way. She'll just never admit it. And that is where I would say, hey man, you're being a bit of an incel right now. Can you please be normal? And on top of that, even if she had said in her interview, I wear the clothes that I wear to attract male attention, okay, who cares? People do that, and that's their choice. But it is extremely weirdo shit to assume that anyone saying anything to the contrary must be lying. You little sussy little freaks. Stop.
Maybe more American women should serve in the army, and they'll know how to defend themselves.
Maybe more men needs to not be attacking.
Well, I think we can do both.
Maybe.
I think we can do both.
Wow.
Wow. Accountability for both genders. That's so problematic and incel.
Wow. Imagine. These guys always talk about accountability, okay? Holding women accountable. The top comment on this video literally says, Kevin Samuels said it best, accountability is women's kryptonite. But they would rather make women go into the army.
Nope. He's saying we should both take accountability because men definitely do.
To learn how to defend.
Men go to jail for this shit. Women are not ever held responsible for what they do in relationships. They're always the victim. And you're really just twisting up the words and not understanding it because you're such a fucking liberal bot.
Oh, I'm not twisting any words there. I have them written down, in fact. The interview.
One sec. Pause. Alright, I am back. Just clarifying something with my mom, saying like, oh, I'm gonna be like a few minutes late to like working out, and she was like, she said, me and her are gonna work out on like find a workout video on YouTube, World Wide Web. We're gonna, cause my brother goes to bed. All right.
Interviewer says, maybe more American women should serve in the army and then they'll know how to defend themselves. And the woman responds, maybe more men need to stop attacking women. Then he says, we need to do both. Forgive me for thinking that we don't need to do both of those things. My bad. I'll go call my mom and sisters and let them know to strap up the fatigues because it's time for some girl boss imperialism. So he closes out the video by doing more of the, I'm predicting this guy's life, I'm so very smart thing.
We know you're boosted up. We know what you think. We know you had BLM in your bio. You probably had he, him. I don't know when you deleted it, but you had he, him in your bio for a bit, bro. Never use the word NPC again when we know you voted for Biden.
And it's still very silly. He says, we know you're boosted up, implying that getting vaccinated is only something you do if you're an NPC.
What the fuck? What the fuck? So I'm NPC for getting a hepatitis B or a hepatitis vaccine, that in case if I get it I won't fucking shit the bed and die. That's me being an NPC. No, sneako, you're an NPC. Actually, I don't know. I disagree with myself on that. Like, what the fuck? Like, bruh. Like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Like, oh my god, you're dumb. Like, this dude, not dumb. Cute cat. He has a cute cat. And he's amazing. Sneako is just annoying.
Because conservative talking point number 5286. He's an anti-vaxxer? No way! Who could have... There's no... The best part, though, is when he tries to, like, predict that I have a video on Andrew Tate.
What are the chances, chat? Like, I want to predict this guy. You think he has a video calling Andrew Tate a trafficker? He's got to have a video calling Andrew Tate problematic. And I want to figure him out because I got really tight that he started saying NPC like he knows some shit.
And then when he doesn't find it, he searches for it.
Let's go to his channel real quick. Oh, we know what he thinks about abortions for sure. Damn, all of his videos are debunking red pill TikTok. Where's his video calling Tate problematic? Oh, there he is. This podcast hates women making fun of Fresh and Fit. Shout out Fresh and Fit.
And then when he doesn't find it, he says, well, it must be in that playlist that he made, the Manosphere Deprogramming playlist.
Where's the Tate video? Come on, man. Incel content's dangerous. There's got to be more of me in here, too. Even though he follows me. Manosphere Deprogramming, so it's in this.
Which is a playlist comprised entirely of other people's videos. So yeah, it turns out he was a psychic after all.
Debunking red pill TikTok. I don't feel like watching this guy anymore.
Okay, thank God we're done. I know that this video might have seemed like a bit of a waste of time, especially if you're a regular viewer of mine, but I do think it can sometimes be helpful.
Alright, I think this is the end.
To spend time engaging with this sort of stuff and evaluating the sorts of things that are being said, the ideas that are being spread, regardless of how ridiculous and backwards they might seem. Because unfortunately, saying ridiculous sexist things on the internet and being rewarded for it, that's the state of things right now. That's why Sneako fits into this system perfectly. He's following the Andrew Tate strategy and it's working, and nothing that I say is going to stop that. But at the very least, members of his audience that are all in on this stuff, they might stumble upon my video here and see another side of the story, and that's all I can really hope for. And perhaps I'm falling for the bait by engaging with it, you know? After all, Sneako's second channel has gained 500,000 subscribers in a single month while parroting standard NPC red pill and conservative talking points and doing things like uncritically platforming a literal neo-Nazi. This is all correlated with the release of his brand new influencer course, where you can pay a one-time fee of $250 to learn about the secrets behind becoming a successful content creator. No way. He's scamming his audience? No way. I can't believe this. I'm not forking up the cash.
Macaulay Culkin. I'm sorry, bro. If you're watching this, I'm sorry for saying that, but
scamming his audience? No way.
Looks like it reminds me of Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone. I'm sorry if I offended you. If you're watching this, if this guy's watching this, I'm sorry if I offended you. I'm sorry about that. I'm just saying it's pretty funny.
I can't believe this. I'm not forking up the cash to see what's contained in there, but I really hope that his advice has nothing to do with making the type of content that he makes now. Because if it does, well, we're in for some real trouble. Anyways, that's it. Thanks everybody for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye. Thanks. Bye. And
Alright, there's a thing about this. You can do this, do that, copy that. So I'm gonna copy this. Say it's at 30 seconds. Boom. It's at 30 seconds.
clips of a YouTuber called Sneako reacting to this interview channel.
That's not what I wanted. You go to this. 0 seconds.
What?
So, if you like this video, subscribe. I will see you in the next video. I haven't done like a long video in a long time, so if you like this video, leave a like. I'll leave the description. I'll leave the video of the person who reacted to Sneako or something, like the person I was reacting to someone. So I'll see you in the next video. If you like this video, drop a like on the way out. See you in this video. Bye.